the first time I was out on a roadside call when he was like on sort of a hard shoulder and you're on, I think it was A38, I think, and you're jacking it up. And it's only when you're jacking it up at a trailer, it was curtain sider. And it's only when you're jacking it up and other wagons are coming past and you're seeing it rocking on the jack like that. And it's only then you sort of realise, actually, this isn't messing about. This is sort of one mistake and I ain't going home. Do you know what I mean?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Talkin Shop. Today we're joined by John, one man and two levers. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe and let us know who you want on Talkin Shop next. Where have you come from today, mate?
Ashbourne, so not too bad. It's about 40-minute drive. Something
you're
like
local
that. So,
then.
yeah, pretty local. So not a bad run over, to be honest. It's just... Yeah, just people, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So for everyone out there, sort of tell us a bit about yourself, what you do.
So I'm one man, two levers, or John. I've been a tyre fitter for 12 years now, 12 long, brutal years. Sort of fell into it, to be honest with you. I don't think there's anyone's dream is it to become a tyre fitter. You don't wake up when you're 4 and say, Daddy, I want to be a tyre fitter. But no, I wanted to be a mechanic. So I did level 2 mechanics at college and everything like that. And I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. If you got a level 2 mechanics, it just means you can get yourself dressed for a year and turn up to college, doesn't it? But so I did that, and then I went out of that. I got myself a job at a tyre garage, and then ever since then, I sort of just fell into it, to be honest. And I was doing car stuff for about 4 years, and then I moved on to the agricultural and commercial side, and that's sort of has my heart now. That does, and yeah.
What do you prefer, the agricultural or the car?
Yeah, I like the thing about agricultural is they don't like spending money. If you've ever met any farm, I mean, understandably enough,
Never.
they don't like spending money. So you'll come to, we go to a job and you'll see a tyre and you'll say, well, it's knackered. Yeah. I said, I can't really do anything with that. It needs a new one. Nah, you'll fix that. It's like, oh, right, okay, I will then, will I? So you'll have a look at it and it'll be a big ball on the side wall or something like that. And I like having a challenge, like scratching your head and coming up with a plan and then being able to adopt that plan, you know what I mean? Rather than just sticking new on everything. Yeah. Where with farmers, they haven't got the money to do that. So you do have to sort of bodge your way through stuff. And that's what I enjoy doing.
I did see as well, and I didn't realise it was so much of a grueling job and dangerous, but I saw this bloke's video on Facebook, as you do just when you scroll. There's just those hours where you're like, I've got nothing better to do but just scroll, and then you just ended up, I've been doing this for an hour now, and I saw this video of some bloke turning up to like a green RS3 or whatever on the motor. Have you seen this?
I've seen it, yeah.
You've seen this video and I'm like, wow, like the things you have to go through. He's been he travelled down like an hour.
This
tyre fitter had come out to the side of the M6, I imagine it what it was, because of where he's describing, and he travelled like an hour and 40 minutes, whatever, and he got there and they basically said, we don't want it. He's like, well, I'm here to take your tyre off now. I'm at the side of the motorway. So what do you want me to do? And they're basically just arguing about, they didn't want to pay his 400 quid charge or whatever. So he's travelled an hour and a half
to go to this.
Yeah, on the side of the motorway, fit a new tyre on an RS3 or whatever it was, and charge him 400 quid. And they were saying, oh, it's a rip off. You're taking the piss, basically. At that point? I know, literally. It's just hilarious. Because then he stands in front of the van to stop the bloke from leaving, because he says to him, look, I can fit you a new tyre, or you've paid for this tyre now on my call-out charge. I'll leave you with this brand new tyre, and if you don't want me to do it, by all means, get somebody else out to do it. And then they stand in front of his van, and then when he reverses back up the lay-by, what do you call them?
Hard shoulder.
Yes, the hard shoulder. He reverses back up the hard shoulder to leave. He pulls into lane 1, and then speeds up, and the guy literally tries to block lane 1 on the motorway. Yeah, he stands out in lane 1. Mental.
You get him though. I mean, people, they expect you to do that and they just like do the work for free. It's like, well, it doesn't happen like that. At the end of the day, you've called me out. It's my life. I'm putting it at risk here, and I'm doing it all for you. If you don't want to pay the charge that does come out, don't get me wrong. It can be a hefty charge, but you're not going to get off this road without me. Yeah. So it's entirely up to you. I can quite happily go up the road and wave in the mirror as I do it.
For a tyre, that's probably worth 150, 200 quid.
What was it? An RS3? So, I mean, it's on stupid sized tyres anyway. They're on bloody drawn on rubber, aren't they? Like 30 profile. Yeah. So they are going to cost them, a fair penny anyway.
Plus the call out and
2 hours travelling.
So, like I say, you do get them, but it's the same with like wagon drivers and that. You pull up and they'll have these brand new spanking Alcoas and everything like that. And it's not really my problem. At the side of the road, in the middle of the night, especially on the offside, I don't want to be spending any longer on that tyre than I need to. At the end of the day, it's my life. It isn't your life.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this job as quickly as I possibly can. I'm going to get my arse off this bloody side of the road. So in which case, we're all safe. We're all on his way. We're all on his way home. And then you're moaning that I'm scratching your alloy wheel. I don't really care, to be honest with you. If you want to put alloys on there, that's entirely up to you. And when I can do it, I will look after him. But at the side of the road, in sort of lane 1, I hear you. It's getting done. You know what I mean? If you don't like how it's getting done, then you can take it up after. Yeah. But until then, it's getting the tyre fitted. But
is that why maybe you prefer the ag stuff as well?
I think so. Yeah. People tend, like I say, with the wagon stuff, when you're putting that much money towards it, I do understand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But on the roadside, my priority is me. Yeah. As selfish as that sounds, but it's me.
And them, to be honest.
Absolutely. But when you do work on the roadside, you pretty soon realise that no one cares. No one cares about you. Everyone comes past you that far away doing 85 miles an hour and they'll be laughing as they're doing it. And it's only when you do that, when you have a couple of close calls, you think, well, actually, why am I going out my way to do this nicely rather than just getting this done, getting myself out of the way. I've got kids to get home to, do you know what I mean? That's my priority, not your Alcoa.
No, I don't think people realise actually what, as you say, 80, 85 mile an hour actually feels like when you're at the side of the road. It's easy for you to fly past, but when you're actually there, it's not until you realise when you've been there how scary that is.
The first time I was out on a roadside call, when he was like on sort of a hard shoulder, and you're on, I think it was A38, I think, and you're jacking it up. And it's only when you're jacking it up, a trailer it was, curtain sider, and it's only when you're jacking it up and other wagons are coming past and you're seeing it rocking on the jack like that. And it's only then you sort of realise, actually, this isn't messing about. This is sort of one mistake and I ain't going home. Do you know what I mean? So you have to you do have to make sure everything's sort of right. But
we've all seen the horror stories.
They do happen. And you go on these training courses and they show you videos there, and that sort of opens your eyes. And there was one poor lad. He was a roadside recovery, and I'm not sure if you've seen the video. And he's just walking down the offside. He shouldn't have done it anyway. He was walking down the offside of this curtain sider, and this wagon come past him, and it must have literally been about 3 mil off him.
I think I've seen that. Is that where he like tucks himself in? Yeah. I was literally just about to mention that. That is insane.
I tell you what.
Millimetres from taking him with this truck, basically, or going under it. He sort of like disappears off camera, like half of him. I don't know where he tucked into, but this guy made himself like as thin as the test pad. Like he literally made himself thinner than an iPad, basically, didn't he?
Paper once a
crazy. literally.
But how that didn't...
No, and pull him as well, because the pull on a truck when they go past you, when you're close, even when you're just walking on a pavement, you can feel it.
It's like a vacuum almost, isn't it? But I don't know how we managed to get away from that unscathed. I don't know, but... I'm guessing a change of pants is in order when he got back in his van.
Spares.
Yeah, people don't realise as well. It's like all the videos of the blowouts when they get serious blowouts as well.
They don't tickle neither. They don't. Luckily I've only had one, touch wood. Yeah. But once is enough. After the first one, you sort of think, I'll not do that again.
Yeah. No. I can remember it as a kid happening to my dad, even in a car. Like the sound that it makes when it happens. Never mind like the wagons and stuff. When the noise that must. Damage actually as well.
Super single trailer tyre runs, about 130 psi. So I think when they have told when you're on the training course, I think a hand grenade goes off at about 110 psi.
Wow.
So it hasn't got obviously the shrapnel of the the casing of the fragmentation grenade, but it's the pressure that's there, and it's more from the super single blowout, and obviously the steel. There's still steel, rubber, everything like that. So if one of them blows out and gets you,
well, there's 2 viral videos, isn't there? There's one in the workshop where they use what's the gas? I don't know, and then fire, don't they? To like pop it up, and it literally there's the alloy or whatever. There's the wheel just literally flies up in the air, doesn't it? And like wow, and bang!
Is that the one in India somewhere?
Yes, it is. Chance, and then there's another guy as well, where he does it as well, and the tyre just smacks him straight in the face. Yeah, whoa,
I've seen a load of them. There's one with some bloke with a caravan, and he's got like a jerry can, and he's got petrol, and you only need a little bit. It's only like a 13-inch caravan wheel, but. He goes a bit, if you're going to do a bear, do a grizzly, and he's there with this jerry can, just put the whole thing in, does a line with it, and he does that, and there's nothing left of this caravan, it just blows the whole side of it out.
What a moron.
So, have you ever done it? Have you ever had a go popping one on doing it?
No. Oh, no. I wouldn't even be able to, you're joking. Let me just tell you a little story about me last week. So, I've got a new car, and I absolutely love it, right?
What you had?
we've both got them to it, but Porsche Macan S. So absolutely love it. Anyway, so I topped it up with some oil. It says, max 1 litre or whatever. And then the missus rings me, I need you to go to the shop to get flour. I have no idea what she was doing, but I need flour anyway. And it must be now. All right, fair enough. So I'm packing up, bonnet down, I go on my way. And on the way to the supermarket, it's literally going, I'm like, what have I done here?
There's only one reason Louis rings you at 8:30 at night. And it's because he's broken something or he's crashed or something. Yeah.
So I'm pulling into Lidl. It's like really busy. And I'm pulling, people think I'm revving the engine. Like, all right, mate, yeah, all right. Revving your engine. Like, yeah, look at me, basically. And I pulled up and I rang Aaron because I was like, Aaron, there's something ain't right here. Yeah. And then he went, have you put the oil cap back on? No. So no, I have definitely not tried to,
take a wheel off,
let alone pump it back up. Yeah. Oh no, I can do that actually. I can do that with a little electric pump.
Little help from your friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my mechanical knowledge.
I've tried it once with lighter fluid and a lighter, and it didn't go anything to plan. To be honest, we just ended up with a tyre on fire around the yard. To be honest,
like these. In fact, there we go.
Yeah.
But it's I can imagine it's scary when it goes wrong. Is a name as simple as it sounds that you've given yourself on the socials? Is that that all comes from?
I mean, when I started doing it, I never did like the voiceovers, and when I started doing it, I used to get a load more views than what I get now, to be honest. I think one of the first videos I did got like 14 million views or something like that. But it was literally just me changing tyres, just with the back in town track. And it was literally just one man with 2 levers. And then I started doing sort of the voiceover sort of side of thing. And don't get me wrong, the views come down, but the interaction went up. And I'd rather have the interaction rather than just
people just swiping. Watch people it for 30 just watching.
Because I mean, all the views I was getting, it was mainly through foreign, anything like that. So it doesn't really mean anything. The cheap views, basically. Yeah. So now we're starting to go for the voiceover thing. You're starting to get a bit more of a reaction, and then now you're starting. It's weird. You start to get noticed when you're out and about now, and that's the one thing that I'm not used to yet. That is strange. You know what I mean? But. I
think you do something that is different, which is good these days. It's not just you're not just a general mechanic or fitter. You're doing something quite specialist. Yeah, and I'm sure people enjoy that content.
I think because people don't often see sort of behind the scenes. Because before I started doing tractor, even when I was doing car tyres, I didn't know how a tractor tyre was stripped off it or a wagon tyre was stripped off it. I presumed everything was still done on a machine because all car stuff's done on a machine. But no, anything sort of bigger than a sort of 24-inch, majority of the time, is done sort of with levers and that. And I think people, like I say, they do sort of appreciate seeing the behind the sort of scene sort of work of it, rather than just thinking, oh, it's a new tractor tyre been fitted. Yeah. So I think it does sort of opens people's eyes as well, really. So, it is good.
You're right. Yeah. I think I was quick to assume sometimes that it's all done by machine these days. But actually, I watched someone's content the other day online, and there was a tyre being changed, thinking, wow, like that is really how you change a tyre bigger than, they say, must be 24.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, like the new tractors now, like 710, 7042 or something like that, so huge tractor rears. And you look at them, you think, well, how can you possibly fit them sort of by hand? But then they are easier to fit than, say, something like that. The bigger they are, normally, sort of rule of thumb, they tend to be a little bit sort of easier to fit because you've sort of got the weight of the tyre actually helping you. Because one of them 42-inch, they weigh, I'd probably say about half a ton. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll probably say they're sort of like upwards of half a ton. And then like slurry tankers, again, probably more than that, probably up to like 700 kilo. So once you've actually got it out of your van and once you've got it sort of standing upright, you've done the hard work. Really, it tends to fit itself. You're more doing it on the jack more than anything. You're sort of just dropping that, and
you're obviously on your own a lot of the time as well. So
it tends to be.
Yeah. So, if one lands on you.
Yeah,
you're just
trying not to think about it.
But how on earth then? Just think about that. Like the bigger they are, some of them read it. But then obviously it must get to some extremes. Like how do they in America replace those ones that are like as tall as a 2-story building?
They've got these trucks over in America. They've got these like big IHAB sort of crane type things, and they do run over here for like these big earth movers and everything like that. I mean, we don't touch anything earth moving, but they've got these huge, like these massive cat quarry machines and everything like that. I mean, they are biblically sized.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't have a bloody chance doing one of them with levers. Just sheer weight of them.
You should get a photo just to pretend like you're trying to do it, just to see if you can get somebody baited. Yeah. And see if you just bait some people into thinking, is this guy an idiot? Yeah.
People call me out.
Next, literally just get a picture of it doing it and then just put tomorrow's video. I changed this. I
think you've touched on it, but what was the point where you sort of wanted to go put your content online?
I think one of the lads I work with, he started doing it, and it looked like a bit of a laugh, and it was just sheer boredom more than anything, to be honest. I think he started doing it during COVID, I think, because we all worked through COVID, obviously with key workers, I don't know what they called us. But so we sort of carried on. Now the work did die off, but we were still there, and it was like I say, it was pretty dull. But if you could find something else to do to keep you sort of busy, then it kept you sort of busy. It made the day go a bit quicker. So that's when he sort of started making it, and I sort of jumped on, and then they started sort of going off, which it's. And then all of a sudden, you end up with a bit of a platform. Yeah. And like I say, it's still weird. It's still, you know what I mean? I'm still just a tyre fitter. But when people get coming up to say hello to you now and think like that,
it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It's strange, yeah. It is odd.
I suppose it makes you enjoy the job more. Now you can, sort of enjoy the content you're creating as well.
And people interact with you more. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it is nice. When customers come up and talk to you and everything like that. And it is, it is enjoyable.
It's not just one job to the next now, at least. You can sort of make something of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And every job you go to, you're filming this one, and you're like, I'll try.
Yeah. Do you have to be careful what you don't film?
So normally, if I'm on, I try and keep everything to the machine I'm working on, and that's it, because I mean, most of the kit I'm working on is worth a lot of money, and in their yard they've got stupid amounts of money worth of kit, and the amount of people that go around on the rob and everything like that. So you have to be a little bit careful that you're not just exposing people's assets online and thinking, here's everything, advertising what's up for Nick, basically.
That's it, yeah.
But other than that, providing you're not reporting, I don't tend to do that much work on sort of like building sites or anything like that. I think they'll be a little bit more funny, obviously recording.
Health and safety and whatever else.
Yeah, that's normally where your downfall is, isn't it? And you probably noticed by most of my videos, health and safety isn't really... common sense is what I like to call it.
And there's not a lot of it.
It's health and safety has replaced common sense. So everything has to be written down now. Everything has to be given instructions, where you can't just think for yourself now and just crack on.
I think that's why it's an all-time high, health and safety, is because, the lack of common sense.
But it's bollocks though, isn't it? It is just bollocks. Like if I go onto I used to do a load of work for a quarry, and used to be working on a trailer, and used to bollock you if you've even got a helmet on. Well, you think, hang on, if this trailer comes down, it weighs 40 ton, this trailer, if this comes down on me, what the fuck is a helmet going to do to me? You know what I mean?
I can remember in pure daylight, I went on an HS2 site, and I had to wear, I'm not joking you, boots, high-vis trousers, high-vis jacket, goggles, a hat, and earplugs.
Yeah, and it's all got to be like orange now, and also you've got to have high-vis on your arms now. Yeah. You can't just have it on your
chest. And it gets better. I didn't even go outside, I was in the office.
You kidding?
Oh, really?
I had to wear that to get out my car and walk to the office.
Sorry, I stole your point now.
No, but you're brilliant. Right. That's where you were going. Yeah.
But I had to do one. I had to do a half an hour induction. Oh, it's hilarious as well, because I was getting, and I tell you what, there's quite a few people who obviously get my emails through. And I was doing this induction, and I failed just one of the sections 13 times, and every time it sends you an email. Honestly, it was so boring. I couldn't bring myself to watch this video of this Yorkshire bloke. Today, health and safety, we take it very seriously. It's like, it's one of our pillars, strategic pillars. I couldn't focus on what this guy was saying. I failed it so many times. I honestly thought, in a minute it's going to say, you've lost your choice. But I turned up on site, and there's members of the public going where I'm going anyway. What have they done an induction as well? So I've literally done an induction to go to a public place. It's mental. It's a power just because I'm dealing with somebody from this company. Yeah, weird. I don't know.
And these people that give inductions, that's what they were born to do as well. Yes. They love having that power. No, you're not coming into my site unless you fill in this bit of paper. That's it. Yeah, they absolutely love it. They are. It's like the guard in the Chamber of Secrets, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Literally, they really are.
But, where's your basilisk?
That's for later.
Yeah, but it is. But that is unfortunately is one of the things that does keep this country down now is the paperwork, the ridiculous procedures that you've got to go through just to do your job. But we've said it before when we had Professional Struggle on. There's 5 people to stop one person doing their job now.
Yeah.
5 people are employed just to make sure that one person can't do his job properly, or it does his job properly.
You do a day's work, and in that day's work, you're grafting for half an hour, aren't you? The rest of it, you're just filling in paperwork and you're jumping through bloody hoops, keep everyone smiling. Everything is just, it's just gone the wrong way, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's everywhere now though. Like even at the NEC.
We should start another podcast literally just to whinge.
That's it. I think the whinge cast.
I'm here for it.
We love a whinge.
We do love a whinge. But
I know.
Have you ever been on what's the most sort of dangerous job you've been on where you've thought, this is a bit?
There's quite agricultural.
Okay.
Again. There's been a few. I mean, I went to a forest. I did start making a video, but you got that. I was that sort of in depth with it that I just completely forgot to film.
Yeah.
But I'd literally we literally just had a second kid.
You picked your phone up like, right, I'm not going to film my potential death here.
we just had a second kid. And I'd just gone to register him that morning, so I was late for getting work anyway. And as soon as I got to work, I was getting a phone call saying we've got this forage harvester. It's gone down. And you're saying, right, okay. Where is it? Well, it's like it just come off a track, and you're thinking, okay. So you get through there and everything like that, and it's in the middle of this field, and I'm not kidding you. It's about 4 foot deep in muck. So it's come off this track and it's pulled itself off the rim, and I'm not kidding you. The rim. So you're saying it's about there. The ground's come up to about there. So you got absolutely no chance of jacking it up because it's just buried. So you start thinking everything like that. And then luckily they had this mini digger. So instead of jacking it up, we thought, right, we'll just have to try and just dig it out. So we're digging this, everything like that. And then you start jacking it up. So you manage to dig a little bit out and just jack it up like that. And bearing in mind the ground's that soft. So there's no I mean, the forage harvesting, there's no chance for an actual stand because there's basically one place you can actually jack it up. Everything other than that is all quite delicate.
Big bits of kit.
Basically. So you're jacking this up, and then the more you're jacking it up, the more your jack's sinking and the more it's going on an angle. And so you're sort of working this tyre, and you don't want to look at this jack because it's just gonna scare you. And then you do sort of peek round, and it's like that sort of angle. And the jack cup's only sort of that big on a bottle jack anyway, and there's probably that much contact. And bearing in mind, one of these machines, I don't know how much they weigh, but you're not going to feel it if it falls on you. Do you know what I mean? And you're sort of looking at it and you're thinking, I should be worrying and I should be panicking, but if I do worry and panic, then I'm not going to get anything done. And if you do worry and panic, you're going to make a mistake, and then you are going to be knackered. But yeah, you do get them. The agriculturals tend to be the worst because they just dump them anywhere, and because literally cannot move them. Most of the time they do need recovering, but I'm too stubborn to say that. I like taking on a challenge and trying to bail about it shit like. But yeah, they tend to be the ones where you end up
because you've got big bits of machinery on really little tyres, really considering. And the sheer, just like they say, the sheer weight of them, it's just the unpredictability of where the weight's going to be because the ground moves. Like it's not on tarmac, is it?
If it's on tarmac, then you'd be laughing because obviously once you're jacked up, that's not going to move. But on solid, on ground, it's constantly trying to creep away.
Not for me.
Yeah,
wow,
but like I say, if you think about it, then you start worrying. So the best thing to do is just to do it and then worry about it after then.
Look at it when it's back down again.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Just a quick message from our sponsor. Do you work on or run a fleet of vehicles, vessels, or machinery? Do you struggle with downtime and expensive maintenance costs? Maybe you're tired of your basic diagnostic tools giving little or no technical information. Well, Eclipse Diagnostics have you covered with GelTest, the leading supplier offering advanced diagnostic troubleshooting with OEM-level technical information, inclusive of wiring diagrams and repair manuals. Eclipse dedicated support teams are on hand to keep your fleet moving, offering remote product support with the capability of ECU programming and even software updates. Take back control of your fleet and inquire with Eclipse Diagnostics today. Quote promo code Talkin Shop to receive a free cable saver with your order and keep your valuable equipment well protected. Thanks again, and back to the podcast.
What would you say the most challenging? I mean, that probably links in with that, really, doesn't it? But what's the most challenging part to the job?
The cold in the morning on the floor. I've literally just seen you putting warm water over a gate to open it.
Yeah. So the cold, it used to bother me. I mean, you sort of, I think your nerves just die over time, to be honest with you. I can't get it on with gloves. I'm that scared of, because when you're dealing with levers and that, as soon as you get any oil on your gloves, they just go absolutely lethal. I'm that scared of pinging one and bloody losing my teeth that I'd rather just get cold hands. So, I mean, you can deal with the cold and everything like that. I'd probably say the hardest bit is when you first start out, like you say, when you're on your own quite a lot. So you haven't got any help. So you just have to literally, if you're on a job, you've just got to scratch your head and you've got to just crack on with it. And like I say, there's times where you think, I'm not going to be able to do this. But most of the time where I go, you ain't got any signal. You got no one there with you. So you think, well, I'm going to have to do this. So that's like the hardest bit of the job. If you can't sort of think for yourself and knuckle down and just crack on, then that's when you start going wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Been to Clarkson's farm yet?
No, not yet. It's on my list. It's on my list. Yeah. I need to drop him a message, see if someone wants some tyres fitted, but 100%. It's a bit of a mission. But no, definitely. Have you been down?
Well, yes, not us personally, but we have been as a company.
Right, okay.
And I think some of the, we'll probably have to, can't reveal too much, but, can't reveal too much. Stop talking, Louis. But yeah,
I'll have to kill you.
No is the answer. That was
But no, that looks a good setup down there, though.
Wicked.
I'd love to visit as a customer, if you like, to the farm.
Because you've got a restaurant down there as well, I think.
All sorts now. Yeah, it's got
the farmer's dog.
Oh yes, the actual pub is open. Yeah, which has got the Grand Tour tent there, isn't it?
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
So on his pub now, it's got the ex Grand Tour tent, which you can go and eat in.
Oh, wicked. That is cool.
Which is pretty cool. I mean...
Yeah, well, in the summer we'll have to do that.
Yeah, that's it. Well, try and get in. I think you're booked now for like June this year.
Oh, well, let's do it then. Let's do it before we can't get in. It's a busy old place,
but that would be pretty cool.
This beer's nice though. Have you given that a go?
No.
It's ever so good.
I thought it explodes.
I don't know. I did hear that actually. Yeah, no, I heard it from draft. I mean, but no, it's a nice dipple. If that's you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
His adverts always make me laugh though. The way he promotes it. It's just so laid back, isn't it? You see one of his,
brilliant, isn't it? It was made for telly.
Everything he does is
it was made for the cameras, wasn't it?
He's just fantastic.
It was a sad old moment, that the split of the three. I think for every petrol head or anyone that's followed Top Gear or Grand Tour over the years, that last scene for me, properly got me.
It was, there was a tear out of me. I went a little bit shiny.
I know. I looked, I was on my own at the time, but
I watched the same, like every Sunday. When it used to come out of Top Gear.
It's been my years. Childhood. Ever since, like you say, every Sunday you sit down, watch that 8 o'clock and then that was it then. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then I was gutted when they were left Top Gear on the BBC and then obviously they come on the Grand Tour. And then you thought it was going to carry on. And then, like you say, when it did sort of end, it's sort of like, it's like an end of an era, isn't it?
Yeah,
because for years you think, when will this stop? When will it end? It's one day it's got to stop this.
Well, because they're all knocking on now, aren't they?
I know.
When James May crashed that, Evo, didn't he?
Yeah.
In that tunnel or whatever. And you think, I mean, that must have hurt. If you were a young man, I would have hurt. So doing that's it.
That's it. It did knock him as well. You could tell it really did.
Yeah.
And Hammond's crashed more cars than I have. So.
Well, he loves it, doesn't he?
Have you got a favourite episode?
All the specials are good. I like, is it Vietnam special when they're on scooters?
That's excellent.
I think that's one of the best ones. When they make all the suits in that. But that's quality. That is. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah. They have that. They have the bike, don't they? They have the American military bike with all the colours. 3 stars and stripes on there.
I think.
How about you?
I think everything they did though I think was close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But they seem to just always like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they should just get away with it as well.
They struggle now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
We could tell their later content, to be fair, was a lot
watered down.
Yeah. A lot more so. But
have you seen like I saw this meme like the far left 50 years ago, and it's like all the Nazis or whatever. It's like far left now. It's just like a normal family. You can't literally say anything now without being, getting yourself in trouble. And he gets himself in trouble every 5 minutes, Jeremy Clarkson.
But the way he gets out of it is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's just honest. It's just himself. Well, like, how can you argue with Jeremy Clarkson?
Hilarious. I like the North Pole one.
When they're in that,
because he says they can drink whilst they're driving because technically they're in international waters or whatever. Just think that's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Absolutely right. Yeah,
that's good. And they, to be fair, they have a few like punctures. Oh no, they run the tyres like pretty much flat anyway, don't they?
In fact, they do the petrol trick. In fact, didn't they? Actually,
that's right.
I do remember now. Actually, yeah.
There you
so
go.
it does completely off the rim, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So it does work. It just doesn't work when I do it.
Don't try.
Once is enough. Once I've had one tyre on fire rolling around yard, that was enough for me.
Yeah. I suppose when it's minus 20 out there, at least if it does set on fire, you can just
warm for a bit.
Where did they go where that SAS guy pushed Clarkson in the water? Oh yeah, it was there. Yeah, at the beginning, wasn't it? Before? You see the look on his face.
I'm not going in there.
Yeah, he was actually furious about that. You could tell he wasn't happy about that.
I know. But it's the realism really, if that does happen to him, like it's every chance it could have happened to him.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about what you do?
Different places, different people, and I enjoy a challenge, to be honest. I like not having a straightforward job and actually having to think about stuff and, sorting stuff from there. The challenge of it, I enjoy more than anything. Like I say, just being outside as well. I could not be stuck and pinned behind a desk for the rest of my life. I'd end up really going potty, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So getting out and about, that's what I enjoy. Yeah.
You like your own company as well. Because it'd be a lonely job.
I work with some top lads, to be honest. I mean, the lad I've worked with, this one lad for 12 years now. I've worked with him ever since I've left school, and he's sort of, every time when I'm not in the van, we're just dicking about and pissing about, everything like that. So it's in that lonely. When you're out and about in the van, and when I used to do 24-hour breakdown, that's when it used to be lonely. Because you used to be out all night and you used to be tired, and when you're tired and that, it messes with your head, and that's when it starts. That's when it starts getting lonely and starts. Getting to you a little bit more. But now I'm just doing sort of 8:30 till 5:30. It's living the dream, really.
Yeah. What do you do with these tyres as well? Like when you finish with them, where do they actually go?
So most of them now get recycled. So a lot of the commercial stuff, it gets either remolded or it gets made into pencil cases or bloody sandals or whatever. I mean, like I said, the agricultural stuff, quite a lot of that, they just keep themselves, and they'll either chuck it on silage pit or wait for bonfire night to not burn. But yeah, normally, I mean, the agriculture stuff, it's cost us that much to get rid of that we don't tend to. Yeah. The customer normally sticks that cost rather than dealing with us.
How much are they?
What, to get rid of them?
No, just how much are the tyres?
Huge amounts. I mean, back of a slurry tanker, you're probably talking about $2,000 on one of them for one tyre. So, if you hit a wall with that and you blow it out, it's an expensive mistake.
Oh, yeah.
And it does happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that'd be me.
But, so, I mean, not cheap at all. If you're putting a full set on a tractor now, you're talking thousands and thousands. So it's like when you say with all these farmers, they've got loads of money. They haven't.
No.
They just haven't. You know what I mean? And the money they have got.
And that's people's perceptions that farmers have got money. Well, no, that's wrong. They're asset rich.
Yeah.
But
cash poor.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You go to one of these houses and there's a lovely gaff and everything like that. But that's been in their family for years and years and years and years. Yeah. All the stuff they've got, they're either paying, they're either chipping away, paying off as they're doing the work, or like I say, they've got the money, but it isn't in cash. It's all tied up in assets. And when people are saying that, just pay your tax and everything like that, it's all this
family farm tax. I'm totally with the farmers on that, by the way.
It's how they cannot see it from that perspective. And at the end of the day, without the farmers, we aren't getting fed. No. You rely on the farmer 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. And if you can't see that, and if you can't appreciate that, and you can't appreciate the work they are doing, because they are, I've got customers that haven't had a day off for years and years and years. They haven't been on holiday ever. They just, all they do is work.
Yeah.
And if people can't appreciate that and they think they're just trying to fiddle.
Yeah,
then
absolutely. No, totally with them.
We must be one of the worst countries in terms of how much we are taxed, but yet they come up with new taxes all the time.
So what? I don't really understand, to be honest. They're going on about us inheritance tax and everything like that. Yeah, you know, Keir Starmer, I mean, he's just taken a load of tax and given it.
The first name was more relevant.
yeah.
And they've just given a load of foreign aid to farmers elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? Well, hang on a minute. Let's look after his own first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'd much rather eat meat from this country rather than being 100%. Imported from anywhere else. Because you know, from this country, it's proper.
And we've got it as well.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
So why don't we look after what we've got here and carry it on? You know, rather than looking after them over there, these mega farms and everything like that over Europe.
Yeah. But if they're changing all of that anyway, why are we constantly being taxed more? Like, why? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to save by importing meat and bringing it in from other countries, you know, why every year is it getting more expensive to live? Do you know what I mean? It's not working. Just stop it.
It isn't working. There's only two things guaranteed in this life, and it's tax and death, isn't it? And
you get taxed when you're dead.
That's
anyway.
it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you kind of win, but it's I totally agree with you on that point. It's
so something needs to happen. Something needs to change. Like I say, Jeremy, he when he went down London,
what a great ambassador.
knocked the nail on the head there. And if you can't understand what he's saying, and that's from a bloke with a lot of money, and don't get me wrong, when he bought the farm he might have had alternative reasons, or when he took over the farm he might have had alternative reasons, but now he can see the industry for what it is. He's exposed the industry for what it is. This is what it is. This is how much it's struggling. This is how much we need help. It's there.
But what really sort of made it quite clear for me to see was at the end of that last series, it was a case of who was making the most money.
Yeah.
Got to the end, and that was the final figure they made for the year.
Was it 100 quid or something? Profit.
How? What's the point?
Yeah.
And then you'd still be taxed on that.
So the farm literally just pays for itself, but he doesn't get a wage.
This is the thing. All they are doing is providing themselves to live, and that is just the be all and end all of it. And you got people saying that they're all millionaires and they're all rubbing hands together and they're all
wrong
in tweed shooting every weekend. It's not. You know, don't get me wrong. There are some that are out in tweed shooting every weekend, but they aren't. Yeah. They aren't the ones that are, have got arguing this case. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Totally agree.
Yeah,
totally agree.
What do you think of the roads at the minute as well? It feels
awful.
I
mean, don't get me wrong, it's great for money.
Yeah.
Brilliant for us. Yeah,
that's what I thought you were going with.
Yeah. Licensed to print at the minute. I've never known, like I say, 12 years I've been doing it, never ever known them this bad. The amount of alloys and tyres I've had, alloys completely just cracked, to be honest with you. We had one that was in two pieces coming. And you go to the council and you say, "This is your pothole's done this." Not my problem.
Can you still claim on that?
Well, technically, I think yes, but I think
it ain't worth it with the amount of stuff that they put in place.
The amount of times they actually pay out, it's not worth the hassle. To be honest with you, you've got to jump through that many hoops to do it, and they just turn around and say no.
Surely it's too far gone now. Is there only going to get worse?
I don't. Yeah,
because it's every like there's too many.
It's awful.
Unless they tomorrow just went, do you know what? National emergency, fix every pothole. Well, it's not going to happen, is it? And isn't every council bankrupt anyway?
Well, this is what they're saying, isn't it? But I mean, they are. I mean, on the way over here, it was like a bloody slalom. It was. You're like that way.
Yeah, I know. And then people think you're drunk or like.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you get pulled over then. Yeah, I'm not avoiding. Yeah, I'm just avoiding your potholes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, one of my mates literally went around a pothole and he got pulled for it.
Really?
Yeah.
The UK is a pothole.
Conversation with the cop and then
exactly. Yeah. I know. But this is the reality, though, isn't it? Like they are. In fact, there's villages near here where it crosses over between Leicestershire and Derbyshire. Derbyshire's roads are just like a different league.
Yeah.
You know, if I go 10 miles into like Burton that way, it's terrible.
It's not even just the potholes, though. To be honest, it's the drains as well. They're not bothering. Have you had a load of flooding around here?
I think, actually, yes, we did. Yeah, we did. Repton not too far from us. The whole thing.
So it's been awful around us. And just because they've just been absolutely neglecting the drains, to be honest. I mean, they've not cleaned for years and years and years. And all of a sudden, they've got sort of that much water. People writing the cars off in it. Again, trying to claim on council, and they're just turning around and saying nothing.
But I don't know what they're going to do now unless they sort of like just privatised all the roads and made them all into a toll road. I don't know how they're going to pay to fix
the tax
them
again, wouldn't they? Probably, more tax,
pothole tax.
Yeah, I'll say that'll be the next thing, wouldn't it?
Do you know what? If the genuine, I've said this before, if it was a toll road, you wouldn't mind because at least the standard of the roads would be better.
Yeah,
the traffic would be less. actually. It's not. Look at France. Look at the toll roads in France. They're dreamy.
There's a road that goes into like my grandparents or whatever. They're like plot or whatever, and it's got that many potholes on it that my granddad did it himself, and then somebody had to get him from doing it himself. Because there was that just fed up. Yeah, I know, terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, there's always someone.
How can you go to someone for fixing something?
I know.
What? Have you seen that bloke who puts he's puts like potted plants in them?
Yeah, he just goes. Hilarious.
He just goes around and puts a daffodil in one or something like that. He got a volley for that, didn't he?
That's brilliant, though.
You can't have any fun.
Anything to draw attention to it, though.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they don't like, though, isn't it?
Bang on.
Embarrassing them.
Yeah.
But there's only one thing to do then, isn't it? But he fix them.
I know. But then the hilarious thing is then there'll be like 2 weeks worth of temporary traffic lights for one pothole.
Yeah.
And it's a mile long. 6-way, controlled traffic light system for one pothole.
Yeah,
that is the advertisement for this country, actually. That is it. What, UK, brilliant, 6-way traffic system for one pothole. That is us in a nutshell.
That's it.
There'll be 3 risk assessments.
Yeah, that's it. There'll be one bloke sat in a van, just keeping an eye on the traffic lights, making sure. We had one in Ashbourne.
2 blokes stood there pointing at it.
Yeah. These temporary lights in Ashbourne. I mean, they must have been there for about 3 weeks. And there was this bloke, and all he did was sit in a van all day and just keep an eye on this tablet and just making sure the traffic lights were on for 3 weeks. And you think that must be the most brain-numbing job in the world. That,
but I found out some time ago actually. I'm not saying they're all that, but sometimes what they're paid to do that as well.
I can imagine it's astronomical amounts of money. Yeah, I can imagine
traffic control is like the best.
70k a year just for looking at a tablet.
Someone almost needs to kick off enough. So some private. That's what they're doing, aren't they? One of the politicians' mates runs a highways, maintenance company, and they're just waiting for it to get bad enough to say, do you know what? It's got that bad. We're going to give this bloke billions to fix it. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Yeah. And you're all going to pay for it.
You're onto something that you're going to go missing soon.
That's what it'll be.
Just been me on my own here now. It's gone missing.
He said one thing about potholes.
Keir Starmer, he's just got sweat on
there. Keir Starling. Keir Starling.
That's it. You've got a release fee that I've got to pay.
Honestly. But honestly, it is beyond a joke, to be honest with you. Properly beyond a joke.
Yes, it's only getting worse, isn't it? But
you need there's so many 4x4s in this country now, an SUV. You need them. You need them. Off-roading. That's all we ever do is off-road.
You do.
Yeah, it's shocking.
But anyway. I'd like I say the amount of posh cars who come into us now. We had Aston Martin with us, and it had a kink in the yellow like that. And you think, well, I wouldn't dare drive it out and about. Anyway, to be honest with you, I'll just have it in the garage and I'll just look at it. Yeah. That's all I'll do because you wouldn't dare take it out. Not in this, not in this bloody state at the minute.
Well, like this, especially winters here as well. Like the state of the roads, the salt everywhere. Why would you want to take a nice car out?
You wouldn't, would you?
No,
you wouldn't. But
well, Saturday you would have cringed. We were on the way to sort of Rutland Waterway, and there was a 911 in front of us on this road. You can't even call it a road; it's a track.
Right.
Oh, and he must have really regretted going that way. Put it that way.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Outside lane M6.
Yeah, it was the M1. But honestly, you would have cringed watching this car go down this road, thinking you are destroying your car, pal. What are you doing?
I don't know. Yeah,
more money than sense.
Yeah.
So do you? Are you self-employed then?
No, I work for a company. I do. So we work there for 8 years now. Wow. So you know what? There's only a little family firm, to be honest. So you're just small enough that you're not just a number. Everyone knows your name. There's only, I think there's four fitters and there's 3 office staff. So it's just a nice.
Yeah, you all need each other. Everyone keeps the business running, and
it's just what you want, to be honest. I mean, I've worked for a big company before, and it was just you are just a number. It's just a massive box ticking exercise. You do everything by the book, and there's no sort of personality there. Everything's just a big corporation.
There's
you know what I mean?
to it.
Yeah. So with where we are at the minute, you do get to know the customers. They get to know you, and it's like on a personal level. So that's what I prefer.
Yeah.
What's a normal day look like then? Are you going out to the same sort of customers individually, or?
You never know, to be honest with you, because like I say, I'm normally out and about, but if there's no work out and about, then we've all of a sudden the past couple of years we've started doing loads of retail. So whenever we're not busy out and about, there'll always be something to do. Which
I guess makes it's nice to have a bit of a change sometimes, isn't it?
It doesn't
no
bother
day
me.
is the same, especially you're about earlier, working behind a desk every day. That would drive me mad.
Yeah.
So actually having a job that literally every day is completely different.
Yeah, no, like I say, it just works. And when you're not busy, like I say, with the lads I work with, you're busy just either pissing each other off or doing something. Do you know what I mean? So there's always something to be doing if it's just messing about or what. But
it's important, as you say. With sometimes, as you say, working 24 hours, doing night shifts, doing 24-hour breakdown. Yeah. Sometimes it's a nice flip of the job, actually. You can just all have a bit of a chat, laugh.
Do you work on call?
Not anymore. No. So we've stopped doing it, to be honest. It was
more hassle than it's worth, sort of thing.
Yeah, basically, we've taken them. We used to have quite a lot more commercial contracts than we do now. So we've taken a step back from them, and with doing that, we've managed to get a load more agricultural customers, which we're sort of
when you know what you're dealing with
the commercial. When everything's like that, you're always waiting for the money. You know, you're sticking everything. Where with customers like that, everything's all paid for. You go and do the job, it gets paid for that day. So it sort of works, to be honest. And like I say, not doing the 24 hours, especially now I've got kids, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Absolute no-brainer. Yeah. I'd much rather, my time at home. I do miss the money, don't get me wrong. The money was good, but time at home, that's more important.
You've got to wait up sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And when they say when you have kids, they grow up quick and you think, yeah, whatever. And I tell you what, they do bloody shoot up, I tell you. So my little girl, she's 3 now. My little man, he's 3 months now, and it's just gone like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So if you're doing 24 hours, it could have been quite easy to miss all that.
Yeah, that's it. So I'll probably be a bit less grey, but
yeah.
No, I'd much rather have the time and actually bring them up than
it's important.
Yeah, be away all the time.
Yeah, totally.
Do you have any big plans for the social media side? Where do you want it to go? Other than being multi-millionaire.
That's the plan. That's what that would be nice. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I like at the minute I'm just sort of chipping away, just seeing where it goes and everything like that. I'd like to start having a bit more fun with it. Do you know what I mean? Just branching off a little bit more from the tyres is great. I enjoy doing everything like that, but I can imagine that at some point it is going to just go like a bit of a stalemate. Do you know what I mean? You can only do so much. I can only make so many jokes about a tyre. Yeah. And I'm running out of jokes now. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'd like to start doing a bit more like day-to-day sort of stuff. And
like vlogs almost. Yeah.
A bit like what Trucker Tim, he's like gone from,
more of a day in the life, really, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. And I guess just that's what people like to see, is just what happens in people's days.
See, Guy Martin, I think he's absolutely fantastic, and he's cool. To be able to do something like that, he sort of does. Yeah. Like go and restore, some like old tank or something like that, and then you get the old world built. Did you see that one we built the old World War II tank back up again?
I haven't watched it, but
it was really, really good, like really interesting. And if I could again just do something like that, I would absolutely, that's
the Matt Armstrong format. He's like the biggest one, isn't he, for it? Yeah.
So that would be the dream, that would. But just take it as it comes, really. Yeah. Take it as it comes. So not really a set plan in place, but
just evolve.
Wing it. Yeah.
That's it.
Just like I do rest of life. Just wing it.
Just winging it, mate. Just winging it.
Best way.
Anything? What else you got coming up?
Not vast amounts, really. I mean, just nothing big in the pipeline. I was, like I say, this is like the first sort of collaboration I've had through the social media type of thing. I met Spudman once. Have you seen him on there?
No.
Where he's got like 4-point-something million followers on there, and so I went to go and fit some tyres for him once, but he told me.
What does he do?
He basically just makes jacket spuds.
The sports man. Sorry, I'll spell out for you.
Well, no. You say this, but like 1 man 2 levers could be anything. Spudman could be. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I'm trying to act.
Do you know all those millions of followers? Louis isn't one.
So he literally just makes.
He makes spuds, and he's made an absolute killing off it.
No way.
Yeah. So like he's got like 4 million followers or something like that. I think he's just got a license to print, and he's just making spuds. Yeah. And he's just absolutely smashing it. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And how you can just get that much watchable content from making jacket potatoes. Yeah. He's brilliant.
Picture the scene, spud van, camera. That's it.
Right. Is it a bit like that guy in America? Somebody will give him a big bag of crisps, like American size bag of crisps, and then some guy had caviar in it, cheese, beef, chicken, cheese, like one of those, and they just make these outrageous bit of food.
It's pretty much like
you're not seeing that.
I've not seen that.
Yeah,
no,
some bloke turns up. He says, "I've got $200 worth of caviar. Could you put that in my packet of crisps, please?"
I think you get some funny
People
looks.
watch some weird things now.
The internet is a strange place, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
It is a very.
It's got to be really original these days.
We're all paying a TV license to watch Spudman. Do you know what I mean? Like nobody's watching the telly. We're all watching
There's nothing
Spudman.
on, is there? You go
crap.
on telly now, and there's just 900 channels and nothing.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I actually watched TV.
No, it's Love Island, Ancient Aliens.
Hey, yes.
Loose Women. Oh, do you know that's.
How would you know?
I watch them all.
Well, what happened with the Spud van then?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh, so I won't go.
Sorry, Ben.
Sorry. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
So I went and go and fit some tyres for him up in Tamworth. So he got this pickup or something like that, and he wanted these big sort of knobbly remold things chucking on. So it was a good hour's sort of drive, but I thought I'm going to go and see him because if he puts a video on and I put a video on, the sort of the amount of custom we could pick up from this potentially, it could be beneficial for both of us. And then I get there, so it's about an hour and 10 minutes drive, and he's bought 16-inch tyres to put on 15-inch rims. So it was a bit of a waste of time, but it was good to meet him. It was good to go and go and say hello and everything like that. Yeah, got me out to work for 2 hours.
Absolutely.
Every cloud and all that. Yeah.
Did you get a jacket potato?
I didn't. No, but to be honest with you, I'm not a massive
What was
fan.
the point?
I'm not a massive fan of jacket spuds anyway. But I didn't have the art to break that to him.
That's it. Hate your food.
Tyres
don't fit.
I'm just here to try and pick up on some of your clout, really. Mate.
That's it. I'll come back when you're ready. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's in fact, you know what? That's what we should do with all the podcasts. Just put jacket potatoes on.
Louis has single-handedly solved the issue.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. Actually, you're full of them today. You are.
Yeah, mate, I am. Do you know what? They should put me in, shouldn't they? Put me in charge.
Oh my god!
I'd have things sorted. I would.
So what? So I think you touched on it already. So yeah, the next sort of let's say 5 years is really just evolving and changing the content as and when, really.
Basically, I mean, one day I would like to set up on my own.
Yeah.
It's getting the bollocks together to do it. To be honest with you, obviously, like I say, with me having 2 kids, at the minute I'm getting a guaranteed wage at the end of the month. It's sort of a good wage, so I know that I'm going to be okay. And it's just sort of biting the bullet and
taking the risk, sort of thing.
So, but like I say, it's definitely something that I would want to do. And sort of with the social media side of things, I'm hoping that with the followers I'm sort of getting, I'll sort of be building up sort of a bit of a customer base anyway. So we'll just take it as it comes.
Yes, that's it. But one thing we'll never be short of is punctures.
No,
so,
punctures and potholes.
That's it. Absolutely.
That's
your work's already
well,
there.
if you get bored of one man, 2 levers, punctures and potholes.
Punctures and potholes. That's it.
Yeah, there we go. Second channel.
There's a spin-off. But no, thanks for coming on, mate.
Hey,
really
no, thank you for having me. Yeah, no, it's been an absolute treat. Like I say,
first podcast.
It's not as bad as I was expecting. To be honest,
it's always scary.
I'll be honest. I've been shaking like a leaf all the way over.
Honestly, we do every day.
That's just it.
Well, if you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let us know who you want on Talkin Shop next.